6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
The Geek Week in Review.
Hello. Welcome back to the Geek Week in Review, episode 95, with, of course, me, Jacob's Toys, and a wonderful one and only SuperSorrell. I got the direction right this time. How you doing this week? You good?
Yeah, not bad at all, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. As you can probably tell, if you're a regular viewer of the show, we're missing our third man because he's ill. Yeah, Ryan Speaks Geek is not speaking. He's lost his voice. So, how is everybody in the chat? Hello, Shelley. See you there. Dragon Slayer 3913. Joby1, nice to see you again, buddy. Andy H. Mix in the chat. And he's coming straight in with the questions. Where's the fit one? Where is the fit one? Yeah, he's not too good. But yeah, so we're all good. If you're new to watching the show, please go over to geekweekinreview.co.uk, give us a follow on socials and stuff. Of course, give SuperSorrell a follow if you're watching us over on his channels. Hello, how you doing? I'm Jacob's Toys. If you're watching over on one of my channels, that's SuperSorrell. Go and give him a follow. But yeah, we're going to go through the week. The Geek Week in Review, the often imitated original. We're not the Week of Geeks or Geeks Weeks or anything like that. We are the Geek Week in Review, the often imitated original. Sorry, a little inside joke there. But yeah, so we're here. Please do jump in the chat, join in. It makes the show a lot easier for us. If you guys are interacting and giving us your opinions, we'll try to get to as many of the comments as possible. And we do appreciate everybody's input. Yep, he isn't dead. Ryan is very much with us still. He has just fractured an eyelash. Yeah, very much so. So what's on the agenda this week, Sorrell? What are we going to talk about? We've got quite a lot going on.
Yeah, there's not too much toy news going on this week, but there is a shed load of entertainment news. It's all entertainment news this week.
There's a lot of entertainment, isn't there? A lot of entertainment, a lot of trailers, a lot of stuff like that. Joby1, often imitated, never duplicated. There we go. If you know, you know. So yeah, no, they're his. I'll tell you what though, toy wise, I've had a load of stuff turn up. Turn up this week.
And it's not just Marvel Legends and stuff. I've had all my NECA stuff just got literally bombarded me this week. I've just had the TMNT Invisible Man, Van Helsing. I got the black and white Dracula, the Dracula coffin set. So much just randomly dropped at once. It was like 200 quid easy. Like, oh,
nice,
too much.
Nice. Yeah, I had the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse wave, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 wave, the deluxe figures that came with both of those as well, the female cyborg spider person, the Groot figure, I got Yondu, I got classic Star-Lord, and I've got the X-Men wave as well. Yeah, so it's mad. So there we go. So I'm just catching up with the things.
Yeah, Andy's message, just a thing on Andy's message. We are simulcasting, so basically the chat will be different depending if you're watching it on my channel or Jacob's channel. If you watch it through Jacob's, you won't see the people that are commenting on my channel because it's two separate streams technically, even though it's a simulcast. Just how Streamlabs works. Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to go out across both channels just because, depending on where people go. So we're broadcasting across both Sorrell's channels and my channel. So that's why we will, Whoa, Shelley. I left Jacob's channel and came over to yours. Well, Shelley, wow. Well, I don't mind. We're both doing the same thing on the same channel, on both channels. So it doesn't matter where you watch it as long as you are. Mick's throwing up a good point in the chat. Zavi Haslab Ghostbuster Proton Pack.
Yeah.
Some sexy boy's got it, and it's friggin' amazing. Who's that then, Mick? Mitch, we need to track down this sexy boy. No, I saw your pictures of it actually. I saw your pictures of it on one of the groups. Yeah, it looks really cool. Andy, right, less tech issue. Right. I need to address this. Do you notice there's no tech issues? We're okay now. We are okay now. Turns out that my broadband wasn't set up properly. Who'd have known? But yeah, so there we go. So either way, like I said, it really doesn't matter where you watch it because we're streaming out to various different places. So yeah, jump on board and watch it anywhere. So there we go. So yes, entertainment news. That toy news was all about deliveries. Let's be perfectly honest here. It was all about things that were turning up. It's really funny though because like I've had like 3 boxes like this turn up, and they all look the same. So I just kind of conveniently sneak them in as one box. No, my wife's cool. She's all right about it all. I'll tell you what I can show you though. Look, I just have a look at this beast. Look at it.
Nice.
Like,
that does look cool.
It's so horrific. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's going to fit into the movie. It's probably going to be one of these things that turns up for like 30 seconds.
I wondered whether it's a mech.
Yeah,
because of the way it's shaped. I wonder if there's a bunch of different Spider-Men inside operating it.
Yeah,
and they're just calling it Spider-Woman or something. I don't know. It just seemed weird, or like she's wearing like an armor suit or something.
Yeah, that could be. I'll tell you one thing that did really annoy me on it though. Like, I'm just going to point this out. I do focus on it. I'm going to do a review on it, and I have picked this up. But I don't know if you can see, but there's like the webbing. See how it's painted grey? But look, if I go around,
they don't paint the back.
It's literally like no, but they've not even painted all the front. No, it's like the inside of the boots are not kind of. It's really odd, but I don't know whether that's intentional. Obviously, until I see the film,
I don't know.
But it's cool. It's a very cool. It's about the size of the. Do you remember the Venom Deadpool, the Venom ball figure? It's about that size. But what is really interesting, and I'm going to do this now while we're on here because I, the head comes off, and the peg is the same size as a regular figure. So this really cool, like proper cyberpunk looking head would fit on other figures. So just FYI, heard it here first. So yeah, so which way do you want to go? Where are we going to go with the show tonight?
Let's jump in with obviously Hasbro. It's the Power Rangers week, technically, isn't it, coming up?
Yes.
We're going to get a lot of news this week from Power Rangers. Obviously, the new episode drops, and we've got the live stream tomorrow night with the Hasbro team ahead of that new episode.
I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for it.
I'm really excited to see what they announce. It would be cool. I mean, I doubt they'll do it, but it would be cool if they do give us like older versions of the Power Rangers. You know what I mean? Because it would be easy for them to repack with just older looking heads or something. Like done the new scans of the face or something.
They're gonna do it at some point. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like that kind of anniversary version of the character are gonna come out.
I think now would be the time to do it, rather than wait on it. I think if you're gonna do it, they need to do it kind of sooner rather than later because it's like, it's. I think once the episode's been and gone, I don't think people are going to be as excited in the future as they are now.
No.
So I think if they're going to sell toys and product, we need to do it now.
Now would be the time. I'll tell you what I did get. Did you pick any of these up?
No, I didn't bother. I've got the originals.
You know what?
I know these are new and they've got new bits, but I didn't bother.
I only got the yellow one, and I'm actually really annoyed that I didn't get more. I know there's only the yellow and blue out at the moment, but I didn't get the blue one, and you can't get him anywhere now. But they come with a whole bunch of like accessories. Like you get an actual little morpher, as well as the gun in various different versions. You get the little effect piece. It's a really nice head sculpt from the look of the box.
Yeah, the new Trini head sculpt looks nice. That's new head sculpt, that isn't it?
Yeah,
the other one didn't have the braids.
But it comes with like morpher hands as well, which I think is really cool. So you can kind of do the pose of them holding the morpher, which I think is a really nice thing. But yeah, I mean, just the look of the box is really nice. But the reason I pick it up, because obviously we're talking about new figures and stuff like that. It says here, you know, the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger, that's your kind of standard. But if you look on this side of the box, I think that gives away what we're going to see in this line. That,
Yeah.
you know, it's the full team with the Green Ranger. There's no White Ranger on there. They've got the 30th anniversary logo and then the 6 kind of original Rangers. So I think that's pretty much what we're going to get, those 6. But of course, they've only announced, or they've only released the yellow and the blue so far. So I wouldn't mind betting on the live stream we'll see a few more of these, if not the other 4. It just seems really odd that they kind of dropped it with just 2. The yellow and blue came out and that was it.
It is a bit weird.
But yeah, I think that building up to this kind of anniversary show, if they'd released one of these a week, I think people would have pre-ordered them, especially those that didn't jump on the Mighty Morphin original releases. You get me?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Sorry, I'm laughing at these idiots on about bloody beards now. Sorry, go on.
So I'm just chatting
Mick and
away
Andy
about
sorry, Mick and Andy just went back and forth about beards.
Yeah, just I can. It's all right. Mine's going grey, so I need a little bit of crayon colouring, to be perfectly honest with you. Right, where are we going to go next? Where are we going?
So, so we've had a load of entertainment news this week, so let's jump into that. So the first thing that got my attention this week was Warner Brothers Discovery unveils Max streaming service launching May 23rd. It's not long away as well, as they've announced it, and it's coming out within a month.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
No, I think that they've all kind of missed the boat here. I think Disney got in just at the right time with lockdown and everything like that. There were so many people that jumped on it because we were stuck at home. We were all watching a lot more television. Like as a population, people were watching a lot more television because things like Paramount didn't tend to. They've not broken any massive ground, have they?
No.
You know, people talk about Netflix, they talk about Disney Plus, but yeah, they don't really. People don't really talk about even things like Apple. They don't really talk about, do they?
But do you know, if this launches the way we think it's going to launch, which includes all their franchises, obviously, then that could kill Now TV in the UK.
Yeah,
because on there they've got, if they're going to bring it, then their main franchises to bring across the Warner Brothers would be DC Comics, Wizarding World, Lego franchise, Mortal Kombat, Flintstones, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. They've got a lot of the big names. So I mean, like Scooby Doo. They've got a lot of kids stuff as well as a lot of big franchises under the belt.
Yeah, but just like the DC and Harry Potter or Wizarding World, those 2 alone could carry the streaming service.
Yeah, if they put all the animated DC movies on there as well and give us a complete back catalogue of all the animated DC films, I think that would do really well.
Yeah, because the animated DC films are top notch, absolutely top notch. So, yeah, that could carry the streaming. So I think it's probably the biggest possibility since Disney Plus, in my opinion.
Yeah. So from there, then we got the Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai, which will be a cartoon that will premiere on May 23rd on the new service Max, which is coming out.
How do you feel about this?
It's a kids' TV show. It's clearly aimed at kids. I know I'm all right with it. It's clearly aimed at kids.
Yeah.
But if they're bringing Mogwai to a new generation and have more Gremlins, I'm all for that. I like Gremlins.
Yeah. All right, Mick's just pointed out Ted Lasso, Mythic Quest. Okay, I'll give you that. But that's 2 shows. 2 shows. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it being a kids' TV show. I don't know. I'm not overly excited, and I'm a massive Gremlins fan, but I'm not overly excited about this.
Why? Yeah. What are you worried about?
Not worried about anything. I'm just not excited about it. I just, you know, the trailer looks good. The concept is kind of cool. I don't know. It just didn't excite me as much as I thought it was going to. When I heard that there was kind of new property of like new Gremlins property coming out, I just thought, well, I thought I'd be really hyped up. But yeah, I don't know. I'll wait for it to come out.
Okay. Then we got the wonderful announcement that we're going to be seeing Colossus and I think did they call her Shadowcat in the new Deadpool 3? So Vanessa's back basically.
Yes.
Does she become Shadowcat? Is that right? It's been a while since I've heard about her character.
No.
She becomes somebody though. She's a hero in her own right, isn't she, in the comics?
Yeah. Is it Shadowcat?
I don't know. I need to look it up now.
Yeah, go for it. But it's cool that they're bringing Colossus back. I mean, I don't think they could have done Deadpool without Colossus. I know that sounds a bit odd, but he's very much kind of the other superhero, isn't he, in the film? So it's
copycat. She's called. Sorry, copycat.
Yes, copycat.
So yeah, they're saying that they're going to be that it's blurring the lines between 20th Century Fox and the MCU even further, bringing new characters from the original timeline to Deadpool's MCU debut.
Yeah. I'm excited for Deadpool 3. I think there's a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of I think it's going to be very good.
Yeah. Sorry, just for Shelley.
I'm just Googling something quickly.
After that, then we got the first ever TV series of Harry Potter. It will run for 7 seasons. It's already been greenlit for all 7 seasons. J.K. Rowling is on board, and basically this is going to be a book adaptation. It's going to be different to the original film lineup. Each series is based on a different book, and it will be a complete adaptation of the book. They're not going to miss any characters out. They're not going to miss any major plot points. It's going to follow the book rather than the original movies.
Oh,
I'm up for that because there's certain characters that are in the books, like Peeves and other characters like that are just not in the films.
no,
They just completely bypass them because they only had like 2 hours for each film. Whereas if it's going to be like 10 episodes a season, we're talking 10 hours worth of Harry Potter per season.
So this is basically a revamp of the stories.
Yes, it's the Harry Potter stories told again. The only difference is this time it looks like it's going to be predominantly an American cast. Although
how
Drake,
do they do?
I don't know. But you know the kid that played Draco.
Yeah,
He's all over the internet right now saying he'd love to, because now he's old enough. He said he would love to play the father of. He'd love to play Lucius. So
see, I think that'd be brilliant, but that would confuse a lot of people, wondering whether this is like a, I think it would confuse me. One thing I did see though is a lot of people kicking off because of J.K. Rowling being involved, because obviously she's quite opinionated. But it's Harry Potter at the end of the day. You put Harry Potter on anything, people are going to buy it, regardless of who's involved and who's, what people's opinions and that are.
Yeah, definitely.
But surely they're going to have to, surely the look of things like Hogwarts and that are going to have to maintain, have to stay the same because of places like Universal Studios. I was for a second. I was like,
what I was thinking of, if they're gonna make a minimum of like 7 or 8 seasons, to one for each of the books, then they could literally film this in America and do what they did at the London studio, make all the sets, and then turn it into a museum after the thing's been made and have it in America. So the Americans have got a museum and the London's got a museum because it's not being filmed in London. It'll probably be filmed in America. It's HBO, isn't it?
Yeah. But what about the look of Hogwarts? Because the Universal Studios obviously have all the Harry Potter. It's a huge tourist trap. That whole Harry Potter.
This is the thing. It's not Universal Studios. This is Warner Brothers now. This is the whole thing. It's that big difference. Universal Studios once had creative control over it. Now they don't. Now Warner Brothers is making their own streaming service and making their own version of it. So they can do what the hell they want.
Right. Okay. So it will be separate, completely separate.
Yeah. It's not remotely
run. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Helen Mirren has already been cast as McGonagall, Professor McGonagall.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren's already been cast. We know that much so far.
Okay. They'll get like Vin Diesel as Hagrid.
For the family, Harry.
Oh, that's mad. Yeah, they'll have, as long as they don't throw in loads of known people. Like for me, the what are the other films called? The ones with Newt Salamander and whatnot.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts. The reason that I really found those hard to watch was because of people like Jude Law being linked to them, because I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
it as Jude Law, so I wasn't able to kind of fall into it as much. But then even like Robbie Coltrane as Hagrid, it wasn't. It was Hagrid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was very easy to kind of slip into that wizarding world, so to speak. So I hope that they don't cast a load of people that are recognizable as themselves, if that makes sense. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's exciting though. It is exciting because, even for like our kids' age, for example, like they love Harry Potter.
Mhm.
Everyone knows what Harry Potter is, but the films are old. Like
Yeah.
they're old films.
You got to
So
think when them films came out, I was what, 12 when that first film came out, 13.
shut up.
I was about 12 or 13 when that film, because I was in year 8 at school, so I mean, I'd have been about 13.
I was 35. What?
You can't.
No, I wasn't. But no, I just, yeah, that's what excites me the most about it, is that it's going to be giving a whole generation of people that have grown up knowing Harry Potter films, and not films, but visual, like movie, TV properties, if it makes sense.
Mhm.
I think it will
So-
do for Harry Potter what kind of Mandalorian did for my boy with Star Wars. Is it
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
brought it right into the modern age and got them hooked. So I think it's exciting. I really do.
Next announcement was that, again, with this Mac service, it's continuing. We've got they're now developing a drama series set in the Conjuring universe. So the Conjuring will continue on as a drama series now. And all the original, yeah. So the Conjuring, so Annabelle and the Conjuring films.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, Annabelle the doll. Then you had Conjuring 1 and 2. I think Annabelle had like 3 films. The Nun.
Yeah.
It's that entire universe made by James Wan, and basically he's going to be the executive producer of it. He's still writing it, and it's just going to continue on as a TV series rather than a movie now. And obviously Ed and Lorraine, the characters will all remain in it. They're just making a new way of doing it without doing films, basically.
Fair enough. I kind of got bored after like the second Annabelle film. I was kind of like,
A lot of people hate Annabelle Comes Home, but I love that movie so much because it reminds me of like a cheesy old horror film. It's not. It's like just jump scares for the sake of jump scares kind of thing.
Yeah, right, Mick. Just to address this, right? Robbie Coltrane. To start with, it's spelled Robbie, right? I know who Robbie Coltrane is, right? Yes, of course I watched telly in the 90s, right? But what I'm trying to say is that the films kind of transported those characters. Like it didn't feel like I was watching Robbie Coltrane. Of course, I knew it was Robbie Coltrane, but you didn't watch it. And yeah, just shut up, Mick. It's just, of course, I watched telly in the 90s. It's all we had to do, wasn't it? Didn't have like streaming services and the internet.
But yeah, with the TV series, they'll be able to delve a bit deeper into the films, and because obviously, have you ever read the book, Ed and Lorraine's book?
What, The Conjuring? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, yeah, Ed and Lorraine, they were real life paranormal investigators.
Yeah. So,
She was a psychic, and she wrote a book back in the like 80s or something. And I read it when I was young and growing up, because I read the Exorcist book and then I read that. And obviously, I didn't realize at the time that it was based on real events or supposed real events. But there's so much in it. Like he would get calls from the Vatican and sent all over the world to like go visit kids that were supposedly like possessed and stuff.
I'm sure they did, because I'm in Essex, obviously, and I'm sure they did something in Essex. I'm sure there was a big case in Essex that they were involved in.
Yeah, the second film, Conjuring 2, was based on the there's one down south.
I'm sure it is.
It was a young girl down your way, and there was like an old man supposedly haunting the house. But they kind of embellished on it for the film and made it out to be that nun Valak that was like haunting Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, I do. So I'm just on one with Mick at the moment. I don't know who Cilla Black is. Mate, let's talk about her singing career before she was a TV personality. That's how much we can go back, all right? Cilla Black. Surprise.
Yeah, Monkey Jeebus is right, by the way. They put the real Annabelle as a Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah, it actually is. It's ridiculous. When you look at the real Annabelle it is not scary at all. The doll from the film is like 4 times scarier.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it wasn't a scary looking doll, but to be honest with you, I think that by making it a scary looking doll, took away what was scary about it for me. Seeing something
Yeah.
really innocent looking that had so much going on about it, they just kind of for the sake of the film, they made it more like Chucky kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Conjuring the Only Way is Essex.
Mate, when The Only Way is Essex came out, it was like a horror film for us real people in Essex. It was like, yeah, you know. Oh, look, see, we're going down one now. Look, we did, and I was one of the cool kids. Dodgy AOL 800. Right, listen, I still have an AOL email address that I still actually use. Right? It's like my go-to email address. Like when someone asks me for my email address, I still give them my AOL address, which is highly embarrassing. I think I'm one of like 6 people that still use it. But hey ho.
It was the Enfield Poltergeist, by the way. The second
Enfield.
film.
That's
Enfield.
right. That's not actually that far away from where I am. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, I remember us reading about this thing that was taking place, or not taking place, but this thing that had taken place, and that's how I got kind of hooked into their story. But yeah, I think it could be interesting. I'm excited.
There's one of them near me, and I fell asleep during my investigation. I thought it was ridiculous. I went just because it was the most haunted house in Britain, and I went with 2 of my friends, and I basically fell asleep. They were all running around the house like, "Ooh, it's the ghost there!" No,
you know,
I didn't feel anything.
I wish Ryan was here because I directed a show once. I directed a few shows, and this particular one was like a horror show, and I actually cast Ryan in it. It was one of Ryan's first kind of theatre debut things, and I cast him in it. But as part of the process, I took all the cast on a ghost hunt, like an official, like real ghost hunt with ghost hunters. Can't say Ghostbusters, trademark, registered, and all that kind of stuff. But they were ghost hunters, and we were basically out in the middle of nowhere in this field, and we met them at like midnight or whatever, and we're walking around, and they were telling us these stories and what happened here and what happened there and that. And some of the people in the cast were like really freaked out and like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this, oh this is mad, and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, fucking, this is mental. This is like, these guys are nuts. Like, we are just in a field. Like, there's like, oh, I would not be surprised if we like stumble across a couple dogging. Do you know what I mean? It's like there is nothing scary about this. But then the big kind of like finale part of this ghost hunt was like these ruins. And by the time it got to about 3 o'clock in the morning, you walk around the field and that, you kind of get a bit delusional. And you're in these kind of ruins, and it's kind of like, whoa, where have these come from? Like, it was mad. But yeah, we have to talk about Ryan. Talk to Ryan about that. I'm the same. I'm very black and white. I just it takes a lot to kind of really scare me in that kind of paranormal aspect. But anyway, talking about paranormal, let's carry on. Let's carry on with some more entertainment news.
HBO has given the series order for a Game of Thrones prequel, A Night of the 7 Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. So that's coming on HBO.
I think after House of the Dragon, after how well House of the Dragon did, I think there's room. I really do think there's room there for the Game of Thrones kind of universe to be expanded on.
Yes, Mick, I'm on about the Ponty House in Chesterfield. That's exactly where I'm on about.
We got
30 East Drive, it's called. There was a film based on it called When the Lights Go Out, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mick. Did you got to go around there again with your proton pack now?
Please, that'd be amazing. I'd love to take you around with proton thing.
Go around with your proton pack. Like, just do it. Just do it. Do it. We want to see pictures.
Oh, dear. Paramount Plus have announced a live-action Dungeons and Dragons series.
Yeah, interesting.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
have you seen the film yet?
The film. No, I've not seen the film yet.
I really want to go and see it. I just haven't had a chance. But I wonder whether they'll go down the more serious route for the TV show, like almost kind of Game of Thrones-esque.
That's what I was going to say. I was wondering whether they would go down the Neverwinter books, because they were like a section of the books that were a bit more serious. You could bring in the Ravencroft vampires and all that kind of stuff. They could do some really cool stuff with it and make it quite dark and serious.
Yeah, I think they've got to. I think because when it comes to kind of television movie property for Dungeons and Dragons, it's all very like jovial. It's all very jokey, isn't it? And you know, we've got that 80s cartoon, we've got the really bad films that came before. We've now got this new one that's very much a kind of a comedy. So I think if they're going to do a TV show, to do something dark and to do something not even necessarily really dark, but just serious, like almost like I said, like Game of Thrones, kind of in the vein of Game of Thrones, I think it'd be good.
Like some of the big villains from D&D, like Vecna, obviously that have been used in Stranger Things. But I mean, they're in the book, in the novels and stuff. He's like a proper deity kind of like evil badass. So I mean, he would be awesome to have as a villain and stuff, like properly.
I think what would be funny as well is people will think that it's from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That they won't actually know that it came first in the in D&D. They'll see it very much as, oh, they're trying to jump on it or whatever. So I'm just trying to catch up on the
yeah, Stephen Butler's a D&D player.
Yeah.
Venga. Ravenloft, not Ravencroft.
Venga from the cartoon, right? Just while we're on this one, right? I sent you a picture earlier in the week.
You did. Yeah.
Did you look at it?
Yeah.
How does his horse fly?
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it. Like, if you go and Google a picture of this go and Google a picture of him. He's got massive wings himself, but you always see him like flying on the horse. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, I was looking at like when we were talking about what we were going to talk about this week, and that came up, and I was kind of like, how did he fly? How does the horse fly? Like, this makes no sense. And I don't know whether it's just an oversight for the cartoon, or whether it's like, you know, is this something that the cartoon didn't look at properly? Stephen Butler said with the little wings on its ankles. I don't remember the little wings on its ankles. But
I think someone correct me in the comments. I don't remember. I think the character for the TV series Venga was pretty much Vecna, but for kids. If I remember right, I don't think Venga's in the comics. In the lore of the game. Sorry, not comics. In the lore of the game.
No, see, I just remember him being like a real kind of awesome villain from 80s TV shows. Like, but I don't know, for some reason.
Isn't the horse flying because he's got wings?
Yeah, but you see, like, Venga's wings flap, so it kind of like when you look at it as a kid, you're watching it and you see the flying horse. Like, I always remembered it as a flying horse, not as him flying. He's just got like really strong leg muscles, and he's just kind of like he's been doing his squats and he is clenching that horse in between his legs, and then using his wings to fly. But there you go. That's why we're talking about D&D. I just had to clear that up. So yeah, if anyone's got any real answers, I'm not buying the little wings on his ankle, Stephen. It's or that he just gallops through the air. No, then why is Venga using his wings? Like, if the horse could gallop, Venga wouldn't need the wings. That's my thought process here. That his wings would be put away because he would be on the back of the horse, and the horse is then going through the air. You wouldn't see Venga using his wings because then they'd be pulling against each other, wouldn't they? He would fly off one way and the horse would go off the other way. So. Yeah, sorry.
Do you know what? I keep having to stop myself from buying that 2-pack every time I go to HMV. I keep staring at it.
I actually saw it. I actually, Andy, maybe Wenger is just dressed up as somebody on a hen night, pretend the angel wings. Yeah, I wondered whether they were he just put them on for effect. I'm not going to quite scary enough. I'm just going to give myself some big wings. But yeah, I'm the same. I saw it in HMV. I got it in hand for the first time. I just couldn't justify HMV prices for it. It was, especially as Dungeon Master isn't really a full figure. Do you know what I mean? He's like a little figure. But it does look good. It does look good. But I don't know.
Then, of course, we had the trailer drop this week for The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
this looks epic.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the Demeter was a chapter. It was a single chapter within the Bram Stoker book for Dracula, and it is literally about 4 pages long, and it's the captain's log. And obviously, if you've ever seen the film with Keanu Reeves, you get the read out the entire chapter. In that thing is like, we arrived at dawn, 30 boxes of dirt, and something evil is aboard. And it's that weird, like, because he was coming over from England, he needed dirt and stuff to come over with, so he was basically buried in the dirt. And then, or during the course of the travel over from Carpathia to Whitby, he basically killed all the crew and drank the blood.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I really like the look of is it makes Dracula a real horror story. Like it looks like a really, like it looks like it has potential to be really scary. Like
it's the chapter of the story that a lot of the movies skip out. Most of the time, you see him keep Jonathan Harker captured, and then he just vanishes on the ship, and that's it. Whereas this is going to properly delve into that whole thing, because during that chapter as well, he is like the winged beast version of the vampire as well.
Yeah. It's the bits of it you see, you know. So I'm just having a look. Yes, I'm just trying to catch up on the comments. Yeah, it's you actually see him, don't you? You see the wings and you see the kind of face, and what you see of him in that trailer, he does look scary. But like I said, I got a real feel of an actual horror film for this one. I mean, I love the Dracula story. I love the kind of, I even like the Keanu Reeves. Like, I think that's a brilliant film.
That is one of the best adaptations. That is one of the best ones.
It's fantastic, and it's old now. It's a dated film, and I think that this, with risk of sounding bad, I think this has potential to make Dracula cool again. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's kind of become a joke thing, hasn't he? He's like a comedy character. He's, you know, if Dracula's in something as the bad guy, no one's kind of scared, because you think of your pointy hair and you think of your, you know, your red collar and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this has real potential to make Dracula scary again, which, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited about this one.
Yeah, Van Helsing did no favors for Dracula, did it?
I was thinking more about Blade 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's but that's how it is, and it's, you know, but this I don't know, it's just there were certain scenes of it, like when there was one scene in that trailer where they're in the kind of what's the bottom of the boat called? It's not called a basement, like the bow of the ship, is it?
Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah.
And that kid is in the ship, and the dog, no, it's the dog, and you see the shadow kind of come up around a corner, and I was like I felt anxious watching that, because you kind of know the situation you're in, and the bit where the guys kind of light the match, and then the lightning goes and he's behind him. I just think it's going to be cool. I really do. I think it's going to be a cool film.
The fact the whole thing's going to be filmed on a galleon as well, it's just going to be on one little ship.
Yeah.
For like a good solid hour of just them getting killed off one by one each night.
Yeah. No, there can't be that many places for him to hide. Let's be honest. Like,
he was hiding in the dirt, and basically they didn't open any of the chests. He was hiding after he killed someone. He'd go back inside the chest where his coffin was, and he'd basically just go back to sleep. Wait till the next night, bust out, kill someone, drink the blood, go back to sleep.
Oh, right.
They just didn't. I believe from the original chapter, they never like opened up the coffin or anything. They never found him.
Makes sense. Makes sense. You got a vampire aboard. Don't look in any of the boxes, like, you know. But yeah. But then talking about comedy, at the same time, you've got Renfield coming out, which is like Nicolas Cage playing Dracula with the pointy hair and all that. Although it does look really funny.
So I watched a thing on this the other day, because I'm really excited. Obviously, as everyone knows, I'm a big Dracula nerd, and I watched a documentary on it, and they took scenes from the original Bela Lugosi's Dracula and had Nick Cage reenact certain scenes and say certain things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's like a bit where he gets offered a drink and does the whole "I don't drink," but they did all the cheesy lines from the original film.
That's awesome. No,
And
I
his
just think,
performance is based on Bela Lugosi's Dracula. That's why he's doing the weird voice, and
yeah.
he's basing it on the Bela Lugosi version.
But like the special effects in the trailer, like everything from like the mutilations when Renfield's like killing people and stuff, and through to like Dracula transforming into bats and stuff. Like it just looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But kind of works with what I was saying in the respect of he's kind of a comedy character.
Yeah. I wish they could. I wish they could make the Dark Universe like they were planning to, because the original Universal Monsters movies with the crossovers were amazing. Like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, Dracula in the House of Frankenstein. They're cheesy by today's standards, but back then they were awesome movies.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that you had like Dracula and Frankenstein on the same screen back then was awesome. That's like your first sort of multiverse kind of thing. And I just wish I wish Van Helsing was able to have pulled it off properly, or like that last one with the mummy, that they tried it again, didn't they, a second time?
Yeah. But it was like the original multi-universe or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So I don't know. Andy said there, please tell me Cage does the "Listen to Them, the Children of the Night, what music they make" line.
I hope so.
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah.
Mick, yeah, I love the DLC. The Dracula one was the last DLC, and it was awesome with Morbius and stuff.
Yeah.
A great DLC. That whole game is amazing. I love the storyline.
I made a load of custom figures, but I haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah, I've got them all on my back shelf back here. All my monsters. I love them.
I did all my just at the top there, and I did all the Midnight Sun costumes. Made like custom Midnight Sun costumes.
Oh yeah, I've got to say, by the way, thank you for pointing out Comics and Cocktails massive sale, by the way, because I sold my Mr. Hyde stupidly a while back, and it's now going for like a lot of money on eBay, that one, because it's quite a rare one to get hold of, and now Comics and Cocktails selling the whole wave for 50 quid. Like,
no, it's mad.
So I just bought it just for the builder figure, and then sell the rest off.
Yeah. Here we go. We have literally just spoken about this. Wet Boy 40, Graham. We have literally just talked about Last Voyage, saying it looks very awesome.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, no, just a little shout out there. Comics and Cocktails, one of the retailers over here in the UK, have got massive. They do a really cool. It's quite a unique thing that they do. That each week they do like a 1 week only sale on a particular line or a particular property. And last week it was Star Wars because of Star Wars Celebration, and then this week it's Marvel Legends. And so there's full waves on there for like 50 quid, 70 quid. Yeah, it's well worth it. Well worth it. Sorry. I catch up there. You only need one Mr. Hyde, SuperSorrell. How many have you bought?
No, Andy Hyde. He's called Andy Hyde.
Oh, cool.
His surname's Hyde.
I just noticed the spelling there. Yeah, very good. Very good. But yeah, no, it's well worth it. Well worth it.
That was kind of it for entertainment news. That was everything.
No, Blue Beetle. DC.
Oh, Blue Beetle. Yeah.
With Miguel.
I've not seen the new trailer yet. I've only seen the original one.
Have you not seen the one where he like gets the suit and...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. I've seen the one where he gets the suit on and stuff.
Yeah,
There's only been one trailer so far.
I think there's only been one.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one then.
Yeah. No, I mean, it came out. I think it came out ahead of last week, but we were all talking Star Wars last week. But yeah, I think it looks awesome. It's just a shame that it's not going to be continued, because obviously the DC universe has been moved around, hasn't it? So,
which is a shame, because it's Miguel from Cobra Kai and stuff. So I mean, he's a young enough lad to carry it forward, doing other things, isn't he? So
yeah,
maybe they'll recast him in the future. I don't know, but he's going to play a good role in that.
Speaking of live action remakes and stuff as well, did you hear about the Moana?
Yeah, already.
Yeah.
Disney have officially run out of ideas.
You reckon?
Yeah. Everything's getting a remake now, and they're not needed. Admittedly, the Moana one sounds good. because it's going to have The Rock and the girl who did the original voice of Moana. They're playing live action versions of themselves.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's all these other ones like Little Mermaid and that they're just they're so bad.
They're on a proper live action remake kind of kick, aren't they? They're doing them all, and they are going to address all of them. Let's be perfectly honest. I didn't like Pinocchio. I've not watched. Did I watch Dumbo? No, I don't think I even saw Dumbo. But Moana, I can kind of get behind. I'm surprised they haven't announced a Frozen yet.
Oh God, no! Don't give them ideas for Frozen live action. Jesus,
they'll do it. It will come. Stark, have you seen the new TV spot for The Flash? Yes, where Oliver Queen is coming back.
Ooh.
Coming back for the final. It's the final series. Just quickly, RDJ Customs there in the chat. Disney make a live action Gargoyles.
Heck
yes.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Mick, believe him, see him, please. I'll put him on my Instagram, but I'll throw him in Mole Industry Community UK. I think I did at the time. I don't know. I'll have a look. But yeah, so The Flash is the final episode, the final series of The Flash, and it looks like they're going to kind of go down the kind of follow up to the what was it called? Elseworlds. They're going to be like a follow up to that. Yeah, I think it's just I think that's what they're going to be doing. But yeah, it's cool to see Oliver McQueen. I'm crossing properties there. Oliver Queen coming back. I must admit, I kind of fell off of the Arrow universe after they finished Arrow. Flash wasn't enough to carry it for me. There was too many flashes and too many. It was just a bit too repetitive for me. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep talking because I'm still here, but I'm just gonna quickly look at this for Mick.
Empire Toys has just popped in the chat. Good evening, mate. Hope you're good. Hope you had a good day at the NEC today.
Oh, what was taking place at NEC today?
Birmingham NEC was the big toy collectors fair, the biggest fair in the UK.
Was that this weekend?
That was this weekend. That was today.
What?
I know.
Mate,
I missed it too.
I'm on it. I'm not on it. Sorry.
That needs to be the event I think that we meet up at because I think that's like equal distance for both of us.
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
That'd be a good meeting ground.
So that's just happened today. So we may do that next year. It is literally 365 days away, but yeah, there's something.
No, they do another one. They do another one in October. NEC, I think it's October.
Of course they do, because it is kind of parallels MCM. Yeah.
Yeah. Find the other day.
Sorry, I'm with it. I'm just checking something because I'm sure I put them in there, and I kind of want to have a look for Mick's sake.
Yeah, Sunday the 1st of October 2023 is the next big one at the NEC.
When, sorry?
The Sunday the 1st of October.
Okay.
So we might have to see if we can plan that in as a potential meet and do some vlogs.
We might have to do that. That's doable.
Yeah, plus then you get to meet all the wonderful people like Empire Toys, Girl Strikes Back. There's so many people there. Dan Who was there today as well with a couple there, like Who followers. So yeah, a lot of people were there today.
I love Birmingham. I do go up to Birmingham quite a bit. So you know what, Mick? I stand corrected. I do apologise. I didn't put them in the group, so I will do that later on tonight. Empire Toys, 1st of October is the next one. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's put it in a diary.
Yeah.
Let's put it in. I'm not Mick. I'm not Heimdall, mate. Tag me as I really want to see him. I'll tell you who I did. I did Blade, Spider-Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Wolverine. And I started Iron Man, and I put the bits together for Morbius. But yeah, Blade, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Captain America. They're the ones that I did. It was, to be honest with you, I did them when the game was kind of in its trailer stage, and so I did them based on trailer spots and stuff. Just because a lot of the customs I used to do based off like trailers for the MCU. But nowadays, the toys and the figures are pretty much there. So as soon as the trailer drops, they're announcing like a wave of figures. So it's almost kind of a bit pointless doing stuff when you know that they're going to get official figures. But yeah, so I was kind of excited by that. So I jumped on these because I didn't think we'd get Midnight Suns figures.
No, probably still won't. It's a shame. It's a shame though.
I don't think we will.
It is
I
a
don't think
shame.
we will. They just don't seem to. What I don't understand is that they went really hard on the Avengers game. So they gave us like, was it a whole wave? No, it wasn't a whole wave, was it? They gave us Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, a couple of different Iron Man suits, like all for that Avengers game that absolutely flopped. And then Spider-Man that did amazingly well. They gave us one figure. And then like 3 years later, they gave us the Mr. Negative 2-pack. And then even now with the Miles Morales stuff, you've got like a Miles Morales. Like it's kind of like they don't tend to touch the computer game properties as much, which is a shame. But yeah, hey ho, hey ho.
Yeah, I'm looking at the minute because the is it called Model? The weird spider guy eats the spider people. His figure, his Marvel Legend, is currently on Amazon for £12.
No.
No, it's called like Morlan.
Oh right, yeah, Morlan, yeah, like the
Morlan.
vampire.
Yeah, well, he's a vampire.
He's not. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but his figure is on Amazon right now for £12.
You know what? He's
So
not actually a bad figure.
I've picked one up because I'm gonna try and take the head off the original Toy Biz Dracula and try and put that on his body. So I think it'll be a good base for Dracula.
Orlan, yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it'd work. Yeah, the actual where is mine?
Because I was gonna take the jacket off Morlan, put the big cape on, the cape on, with the big pointy collar, and then put his head on it. I think that'll look pretty cool. Because the original Toy Biz Dracula is so bad now.
Yeah, proper dated now.
But it's a shame because the Werewolf by Night, the Zombie, and Frankenstein are all still really good figures. They're still on my shelf. I love them.
It's one pack that I never had. Never got it. I remember seeing it in Midtown Comics as well.
Yeah, because I was looking. Cause, like, you could even use the Morlan head, paint the hair white, and then paint the jacket red to match his kind of comic book look. And I think it looked I think that'd work with the Morlan head just repainted.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd look good. I really do think that'd look good.
That'd be like more of his modern kind of appearance, wouldn't it?
I'm not actually. I'm trying to think what figures I'm really excited about coming out.
They've not announced as much stuff as normal, have they? Like normally we'd know about everything that's coming out for the next year, but they've stopped doing that now, haven't they? They kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, and we haven't had a live stream since the one where they're announcing the Avengers figures, but they've been dropping those, like each week. But I'm just trying to think. Like we got the Quantumania wave coming out. So this is where it's all messed up with dates changing because Quantumania has kind of come and gone, but we haven't got the figures. And Guardians of the Galaxy is not out yet, but we've got the figures. Yeah. What's this? Mr. Negative 2-pack, one figure of Rich and one a certain green friggin' rabbit. Oh, speaking of green rabbits, you made me think. Indiana Jones figures went up for pre-order.
How did you go from Green Rabbit to Indiana Jones?
Because where was it? Where were we talking? It might have been on Instagram. And said if I had ordered the Thirst Trap Indy, then he would order the Jackson figure. But I didn't order the Thirst Trap Indy.
Well, Andy has shared with me a little nugget of comedy, which I thought was hilarious. So Andy got a little message, a little knock on the door with a package, and I believe it's his partner that said, "Oh, it's arrived. I love you. Here's a little present for you." And he opened the box, and to his I'm just getting the frigging thing up. To his surprise, it was this.
No way.
So his partner got him a Jackson Rabbit.
Actually bought it for him.
Yep.
So it is now in his collection.
That is now in his collection officially. He
'Cause
now
you
has the
can't throw-
rabbit.
You can't throw it away. You can't even sell that because that
Nope.
was a gift. That was a
Yep.
gift from a loved one. So you have to keep that. That has to go on the shelf of the figures that you will not swap, trade, sell, burn, customize, whatever, because it's a gift from a loved one. So you actually have it. I'm waiting for him to comment. I'm waiting for him to comment. You actually have it in your collection.
I am going to get a pair of Oswald ears from Disneyland Paris, and I'm going to paint those figures green. And I'm going to send them to Andy so he has to wear them.
Do it. So just quickly, Shelley's talk there. What's the deal with Cairo Indie being so expensive? Yeah, it is really expensive. For us in the UK, it's import. So they're, I know there's import charges on top of it. I don't know what the price is over in the States. But I know for any UK people, the price is because it's based on imports and it's really limited numbers. But I'm not too bothered about it. For me, the look from Temple of Doom is the one sleeve off, rip shirt, big machete. So I was quite happy with the standard one.
Yeah, definitely.
And Andy has commented, I now own a frigging green rabbit. I'm actually thinking about ending things with so we part and I give it back. Just keep it. Just keep it just in case that day ever comes and then you can hand it back. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. I think you're going to open it and discover it's the figure that you always should have had. Stug 138 in there. I can't wait to see what the HasLab is going to be. I'm really excited for the HasLab announcement. Confession time. I love the HasLab hype. I love the kind of the roller coaster that we get when the HasLab comes out, because there's all the anticipation around the tiers, there's all the anticipation around what it's going to be, and even with like the Ghost Rider one, like I loved the kind of journey. I didn't like all the negativity that a lot of people gave it, but I do like the journey to sort of see what's coming, and I am excited for this one as well, because obviously we know it's going to be Avengers related, so I think it's pretty much going to be a Giant Man, let's be honest.
He's still on the Giant Man thing. You still think it's going to be Giant Man?
I think so.
I'm still on the Quinjet.
I just think business sense. They're going to look at it and go, right, we've had 2 Marvel HasLabs that have done well and one that didn't fund. The one that didn't fund was a vehicle. The 2 that did well were humanoid characters. So what are we going to go for? We go for a humanoid character because they sell.
Yeah.
And
could be Goliath.
Yeah. See, I think I did a video on this. I would like to see it as Giant Man with like Goliath as an unlocked tier, so that it's an oversized, because they could do Goliath on the 12-inch figure base.
Yeah.
Similar to what they've done with the what's it called? The green guy, SuperSorrell. It's not SuperSorrell. It'll come to me in a minute. But they've obviously still got those knocking around. Andy said, what about Fing Fang Foom? You know what? I would love Fing Fang Foom as a builder-figure. I even spoke to Ryan Planagos. He came on Geek Week in Review, but I did a behind the toys with him as well. And we talked about future HasLabs and stuff like that. And what would you like to see? And Fing Fang Foom was one that we were talking about and all that kind of stuff. I would absolutely love it. I think it's a figure that's well due a redo. I think they could do some amazing things with it. You would run the risk of it being another Rancor, though. That's the only thing, that not everyone would want a huge giant dragon on their shelf. But I don't know. Super Adaptoid. Thank you very much, Ruben. RDJ Customs there in the chat. Super Adaptoid. So yeah, that's the 12-inch figures. So the forgotten line of 12-inch figures that Marvel Legends attempted. They've pulled that one back. HasLab Ewok Village. Bethany Beth. Funny story. When I was at MCM, I did an interview with what's his name from the Star Wars panel. I never actually posted the interview because the audio didn't work properly. I'm really gutted. But I did actually talk to him about HasLab Ewok Village in the 3 3/4 inch scale, with the unlock tiers being extra bits that you add to the village. It's something that we've discussed on the Geek Week previously. And I kind of not pitched the idea, but I was just like, look, if you want to do one that people are going to go mad for, Ewok Village with additional kind of, can you imagine like the unlock tier being like the Stormtrooper drum set, like the little drum set of Stormtrooper helmet, another unlock tier being like the catapult or the
flying wings, the big wings, the C-3PO with the chariot. There's so many they could do.
Yeah, and it could even be the thing where you have the HasLab village, but then they sell separate sets that then build onto it and make it bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So then anyone that misses the HasLab could still build an Ewok village, but would be missing a particular part of that village because that would be
in the HasLab set would include the middle part, which is where they all stand on.
The main part.
Then the secondary sets to sell aftermarket could be the tower trees with the rope bridges.
Yeah. So you could still technically build it.
Clicking them on. Yeah.
Yeah. You could still technically have like a setup, even if you didn't invest in the HasLab. It would make so much sense. How someone hasn't kind of gone, this is what we do. We do a build a village, but the main offering, the main centerpiece is the HasLab project. Just going back to what we were talking about, CNC have it for 40 quid. Shelley, yeah, that's the Cairo Indie. As I said, it's because it's an import. And they were one of the few retailers that kind of apologized ahead of it and said, we're really sorry about the price of this, but this is what it is.
To be fair, they do include free ship. Well, it's built into the price, if you will. But obviously the figure's about, what, $37.99? The rest is shipping, so that's not that bad. That could be cheaper than some places, because obviously the shipping's included with CNC.
It's like 10 to £12 more than the other figures, which, you know, it is what it is. Viz there saying in the chat as well, we need an updated Goliath. Yeah, and that's why I think it would be really good if they did a Giant Man with a Goliath, with a Hank Pym, with a similar to. Do you remember the San Diego Comic-Con box set that they did a while back? Where they had the various different. Yeah, so similar to that, but just on a bigger scale. I don't want. If they're going to go down the Giant Man route, I don't want something the same size as a Sentinel, the same size as Galactus, so that when it's all, when it's all on the shelf, there's just like, it's going to look like a rubbish boy band at some point, if they keep releasing them. Andy, so I've got a Jackson, you need a topless indie. I tell you what, if my wife buys me a topless indie figure, I'll keep it. I'll love it. I'll photograph it. I'll put it in the center of my collection. But will I invest in it myself? No. So my wife buys it for me. Happy days. But yeah, I'm not investing in it because you're kind of cheating there because you had it bought for you. So yeah, either way. I'd have a Jackson though. I might invest in a Jackson. Shelley in there as well. We're paying extra for that monkey. We are definitely paying extra for that monkey. It's all about the monkey at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm just trying to check that I'm not missed anyone out. Yeah. So what have you got coming this week? Sorry, have you got anything on the way?
This week it'll be the Dracula coffin set and the black and white Carfax Abbey Dracula NECA figures. They should drop with me this week. I just saw on Amazon. .co.uk, they had the Invisible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello, so I grabbed that. So that should be arriving this week as well.
Just quickly, let's crowdfund mailing Jacob hundreds of shirtless indies. Go for it, because that is fodder material. I would quite happily have hundreds of shirtless indies. Can you imagine if these were all just shirtless indies? I'll replace my entire collection with just hundreds of shirtless indies. CNC have Jackson for 12 quid. That's it. I'm gonna put a green rabbit in my collection. 12 quid. Done. You know what? I'm gonna get a Jackson. I'm gonna pop the head off of it and put it on a shirtless indie. Then what? There you go. They'll just keep showing up for weeks. Can you imagine trying to explain that to my wife? What's in this box? That's just another 15 shirtless indies. Oh, okay, cool. Is there something you want to tell me? Yeah. But yeah, there we go. I'm trying
So
to
what have
think
you
what I've
got
got.
arrived this week? Have you got anything?
I tell you what, I've got the Avengers wave coming this week. The one with the orb figure and the Puff Adder builder figure and that
Oh,
kind of
Baron,
stuff.
yeah, the Baron von Strucker wave.
I've got Black Series. I've got Black Series. Boba Fett from the Throne Room Boba Fett, and Ahsoka from the Mandalorian. But I think what I'm most excited about, and I'm gonna say that it's coming this week only because we've talked and he said it's coming out. But RDJ Custom Creations has done me a set of Sons of Anarchy head sculpts, painted them all up. We've been talking for a few weeks now. I mean, he's my go-to guy. I mean, if you're looking for a decent head sculpt, RDJ Custom Creations, not just head sculpts either. I mean, he does tons of stuff. But you know, we've been talking for years now. But yeah, and I was just like, this is what I'm working on. And I've kind of gone back and watched all 7 series. Totally fell down the rabbit hole of Sons of Anarchy again. Customized the whole kind of set of different bodies and everything like that. And was talking to Ruben, and he's got some really awesome head sculpts over the way. I don't even need to see a picture of him painted up because I know his level of painting artwork and stuff is you know, next level. So yeah, I'm really excited about those. Really excited about those. I've also got about 15 bikes that I've acquired from like various different places. So but I think there'll be some cool kind of Sons of Anarchy Ghost Rider crossover photos taking place. So yeah, so they should be arriving this week. So I'm looking forward to those.
I'm gonna have to hit him up and see if he can do me a Dracula head sculpt.
I'll tell you what, I think Ruben's in the chat anyway. Drop him a message. I guarantee you he will do you a Dracula head sculpt like none other. The guy he's inundated, but well worth the wait. Well worth the wait. He's who did my custom one of me.
Yeah, he did the Ghost Rider one, didn't he? You got that one,
Yeah.
the
My
half human one.
They are stunning. That, you know what? I'm just gonna give him a little plug. I've actually got them here. I think I've got them here. Yeah, I have. Yeah, that absolutely stunning.
Look at that.
Like that, I cannot wait. There is a certain figure that I'm waiting to put that on. But yeah,
you'll be glad to know that all that fire effect come off of Cold Chamber as well.
I know.
I watched the review. I saw the review someone did, and it all comes off. So I want to do a Ghost Rider as well.
My only hesitation is that supposedly the body is more the teenage style body as opposed to the full adult body. But hey ho. So there we go. So phase 2 action review has just said, what are your guys' dream Star Wars HasLab? Full size Death Star. Bit the size of a house. I don't know actually.
See, I always think HasLab always works well for Star Wars with the TVC. I don't think I never think it translates well into 6-inch.
No,
but with 3-inch, I would say the Mos Eisley Cantina, like in its entirety.
That would be cool. With like a pop-off roof.
Yeah. So it's all covered up, and then you can pop the roof off and have all the different compartments, the band area, all the like Han sat with his leg up on the table and stuff with Greedo opposite him. You could build that entire scene, and then you could just add figures to it as you went.
That would be very awesome. Cool. Mine is definitely the Ewok Village. And not because I don't even collect 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, but I think if they did the Ewok Village in the way that we were talking, I think it would do so well that it would open up a whole new kind of area for dioramas, like I don't want to say bases because that's what we used to say as kids. Oh, if you got the base, but you know, like that kind of thing. I'm a sucker for an environment. So
playset.
Yeah, and I think the thing is as well is that an Ewok Village HasLab would have so many other like uses. Like you could essentially buy it, and it would make an incredible kind of background for photography and stuff with all the trees and all that kind of stuff. Like it would work across so many different properties. I just think it'd be a really good one, and I just think it would open up the floodgates to them looking at the HasLab projects as a way of giving us environments, as giving us buildings and stuff like that. Like, can you imagine like a HasLab 6-inch Iron Man, well, not the armory as such, but you know where all the gantry things are and that kind of stuff. Can you imagine that as a play set that they funded through HasLab for the Iron Man figures? It'd be incredible. But I don't think they would touch it unless they had one that worked. JB1, thanks very much for tuning in, bud. We'll speak to you next week. Yeah. So yeah, you say the cantina.
Yeah, definitely the cantina. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Good question though. Good question. While we're talking about Star Wars, we haven't even talked about Mandalorian.
No.
I think we got to round the show up. Like we're getting towards the final leg of the show. I think we need to kind of round it up with Mando and predictions.
You might say, yeah, I want to see what you think, how it's going to go, like how it's going to end. But yeah,
I have got back into Bad Batch. Before we go on to it, I have been like, I said I was going to get into it, and I was just going to plow through.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it. I'm a couple of episodes away from the end now, and yeah, it's getting really good.
The last few episodes were great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's kind of building up, and I know that I've got this kind of big finale to kind of look forward to. So that's where I'm going. Right, Mandalorian. What did you make of this week's episode?
I liked it. It was great. I can't believe we called it last week when we said IG-11 as a mech suit for Grogu. I can't believe Ryan even said it. It was Ryan.
Have we even got that clip? Have you got that clip or not?
No, I need to cut it. From one of the episodes. But yeah, you can't believe Ryan actually said IG-11 as a mech suit for Grogu.
It was in the chat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and we made a joke out of it, didn't we? About, the toy and the figure and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, IG-12 is essentially a mech suit for Grogu, which makes no sense. Like, no sense at all. It's so clunky.
Of course it does. The figure's going to be out within the next 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the one good thing about it, though, is that the IG-11 figure was very much off scale. Like, it didn't work with the other figures, whereas if they're going to make it scale with the Grogu figure that they've released, or figures, they're going to have to make it bigger and bulkier. So then that essentially gives them the opportunity to then re-release IG-11 in a more kind of true to scale size. Yeah. But yeah, we called it, didn't we? We said Grogu in a mech suit.
I could literally just watch Grogu and that little Boba Fett character thing. I could watch them all day. Yeah. Yes. No.
But yeah, like Shelley said there with Grogu when he stopped the fight. That was the bit that clashed for me, because he was so bulky and kind of clunky, and then these two Mandalorians are going at it, and then all of a sudden he's like moving at the speed of light and like getting in between them. But it was like, yeah, we did pull at the heartstrings a little bit.
Grogu has the Force. Grogu has the Force.
He does, doesn't he? He does.
So I mean, he could have easily just been using the Force to push them back with the mech suit kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan was right. See, you do hear things here. You do hear things here first. At Geek Week in Review. But yeah, as an episode overall, I really enjoyed it. I really like the kind of pirate-ness of it all, with the sand ship kind of thing and the great big monsters. It reminded me very much of almost like Jason and the Argonauts kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff with the ships and the big monsters and that kind of stuff.
I thought Dune.
Actually, yeah. Shelley said in the comment there, I'm not trusting the armorer. You know what? That's my thing. I think that there's an ulterior motive there. I think something's going to happen. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but I think that there's something else at play.
See, I was on this, and I've been saying since episode 1, something weird about her, don't trust her. But as time's gone on, it would be too easy to go there now, because everyone's saying it. It would be too easy now. Whereas I think she's going to be the one that's going to be betrayed.
See, I wonder though whether she's working with what's his name, Moff Gideon, and she's the one who made his suit. I think that's too cliche, but I think that something along those lines that she's because what really clashed with me is the whole way that she kind of accepted Bo-Katan. Do you know what I mean? As you're one that walks both paths, and it's like, but that's not what you've been preaching. Like, how are you that? Like, how have you?
Because she wants to unite Mandalore and not just there's not enough of them left to just have the covert now. They need to have all of Mandalore if they're going to take it back. So she needs them to fight alongside her. It would be impossible for them to take it on their own.
I don't know. There's something up. There's definitely something up. But we've got one episode left. One episode left.
What did you think of the return of the Praetorian Guards?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I
thought that this was like the first part of Dave Filoni's stamp of fixing the sequels.
Yeah,
this is his first bit of him using something properly. Because then Praetorian Guards in the films were kind of pointless and they got defeated so easily. Whereas that scene where they're fighting Paz made them look like absolute badasses.
Well, they built them up, didn't they? With the whole kind of what was where they're all in the room? Not in the room, were they? But they were in the meeting thing.
Yeah.
They really built them up as in, I'm going to need 3 of them or whatever. Like they built them up as something big. So yeah, I was pleased to see them be that cool kind of character as opposed to a nothingy character. But the whole time I was watching that, it was really sad to see Heavy Mando, I still call him because that's what the original figure was called, but to see Heavy Mando kind of be taken down, that kind of pulled at the heartstrings a little bit. But as I was watching it, I was kind of like, why did John, what's his name, Favreau, like step away from the role for this series if he knew that character was going to get killed off anyway? Like, surely you would have just seen it through, because there couldn't have been that many episodes that it couldn't have taken that much commitment filming wise. And he's done it for the previous 2 series and then stepped away from the character just before he got killed off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me. And that's, as I was watching it, I was like, you know what, it would be more, I would have kind of stuck with it a bit more if it was still him.
Yeah. But
I thought that scene was really, really cool, the way they were like sectioned off. Where do you think they've taken Mando?
Oh, he'll still be on that world. They've just captured him, haven't they? They'll put him in that machine that they put what's his face in Bad Batch. He'll be in one of them fancy machines like wiping memory machines or something.
Do you think they're going to take his helmet off?
Oh god, yeah. That is going to be the only way we're going to see Pedro Pascal's face this season is when Moff Gideon rips that helmet from his head. Yeah,
that's what I just thought. I thought because there was such the big thing about the, bathing in the waters and all that kind of stuff that to have it taken away by someone else, he's going to be annoyed. Like
it's the ultimate insult. It is the ultimate insult to the Mandalorians removing their helmet. So I mean.
Yeah. Takes his helmet off and gives him a wet willy.
Not only did he ask for the Praetorian Guards, but he also asked for bombers. Lots of bombers. I think he's going to attack. I think he's going to attack Navarro as revenge for the Empire being defeated there. I think he's going to bomb the living crap out of Navarro, destroy whoever's still there. The Mandalorian fleet's been scattered. Din Djarin's been captured. It's just going to leave it in such turmoil. It's going to leave everything completely battered.
Yeah. Is there another series? Is there another series after this, or is it straight into the movie that they're talking about?
The movie's not coming out till 2025, so
we've got room for another series next year.
I reckon the series that we're going to get, it'll be Bo-Katan, personally. Okay. We've had Book of Boba Fett, we've had a couple of Mando seasons, we're having the Ahsoka series. I think it would be only right to then give Bo-Katan her rightful series as well. What if we don't see Mando again? I think we will, because they all cross over into each other's things, don't they? That's the whole point. It's a universe. So just because it's like based on her doesn't mean he's not going to be in it. No, I don't think he's going to get killed off. We kind of right. So here's what I think. We're gonna have that thing where basically they've all escaped. Grogu's like, he's gonna be well upset in it. So I think Bo-Katan is gonna take Grogu to Ahsoka, and basically ask Ahsoka to take care of Grogu while she gets Din Djarin back, and she'll make a vow to the little Grogu, I'll get him back.
Yeah.
That then leaves Grogu to then be able to appear in the Ahsoka TV series because Ahsoka's now looking after him.
That would work. Did we?
And then, because then I reckon she's then going to go to Tatooine because on the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian saved Boba Fett, and because he told him to leave in that gunfight, he told him to leave, and he said, "No, if we go down together." So he saved Boba Fett in the Mandalorian world. He now owes him a life debt. So I think Boba Fett will come with BK, Black Kristen, and Fennec Shand. I think they'll be with Bo-Katan and the Night Owls. Obviously, the Sasha Banks character and that other guy. They'll go in as like a SEAL Team 6 and absolutely annihilate people.
That would be very cool.
And they could even bring in. They could even bring Ahsoka, lightsabers, and that could be a first big battle scene.
That would be very cool. That really would. Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Because a bit like when you got the Book of Boba Fett, they had that thing, didn't they, where they introduced different characters in each episode, and then the final episode was like a collaboration of everyone's efforts to make the final fight scene. I think this will be the same sort of build-up of story. We've slowly introduced people throughout, and then they're going to have this big battle at the end again with all the various characters.
They have said that film is going to be bringing all of the properties together. So I think we're going to have all of that. But then when I say that we don't see him again, I didn't mean as in kill him off. I meant as in they take him off, but then for this episode, we don't know where he's gone. And then we get the Bo-Katan series, we get Ahsoka, we got all that kind of stuff. And then it ends in the series, the big film that is following on from wherever the story gets to at that point.
Yeah.
So that it kind of, because if they have like a happy ending to this series, there's no lead into anything else necessarily.
Oh, there's definitely not going to be a happy ending. You saw how that last episode ended.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how I think the entire episode ends?
Go on.
Picture it. Moff Gideon returns to his quarters. The doors open. It's just a black room. And all of a sudden you just see red eyes look up. And all you hear is a blaster fire. And then cuts to black. Trailers, credits.
As in who?
Thrawn.
Oh.
Do it without him even talking. Do it without him even saying anything. He's just sat there with a gun in a chair, behind Moff Gideon's desk. And literally, Moff Gideon enters the room. All you see is the red eyes and the pew.
Why don't we just make it like Breaking Bad and just have the door blow up and half his face melt off? Scene for scene, Breaking Bad. That would work. I mean, they're talking about Thrawn, aren't they? They've thrown his name around in this series.
They have to do, because he's going to be the big bad in Ahsoka. They can't have Moff Gideon kicking about and him. Them two are both big leaders, and obviously he was trying to, in the last episode, he was trying to basically say, "Where is Thrawn? You keep talking about Thrawn, but he's not here. We need new leadership." So he's kind of saying he's the leader, not Thrawn. So I think that would be a cool way of writing Thrawn in, by just having Thrawn completely friggin' annihilate him, just have him killed off.
It would set him
Thrawn
up,
just
wouldn't
comes
it?
in, and that's what I mean. Make him out to be the ultimate cold-blooded badass.
Yeah, that would definitely set him up. Stug in the chat said there about a Cal Kestis TV series. I'd love this. I would absolutely love this. And I always forget his name, but the voice actor, mocap actor and stuff, like, he looks like Cal Kestis. Like, I think if they were going to announce it, it would have been at Celebration, though, because he was there. He looked like him. He even came out in a poncho, didn't he? But yeah, I think it's coming at some point, surely, that it's going to come. But
there's a reason they've cast a real life actor and made it look like him. They must have even thought at some point, we might need this kid to do something else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he's got to. I was really surprised he didn't cross over. Well, I know because it would interfere with the first storyline, but I mean, Bad Batch would have been another great point for him to appear in. But like the later seasons of Bad Batch is in that same timeline.
Yeah, no, I get that. just quick, did we actually see, because we saw a bit of a flashback scene with Grogu getting out of the temple and Order 66 and that kind of stuff. Obviously, it wasn't Jar Jar Binks, but the guy that plays Jar Jar Binks was the badass double wielding lightsaber Jedi. But did we actually see anything after that? We didn't, did we?
No, that's
We
the last
get
time
to
we
that
heard
shit.
about it. But they did release a trailer about 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, called that it was just called One Last Episode, and it
Yeah.
showed that scene again
It
and
does, doesn't
showed
it?
a lot of Grogu stuff. So I wonder whether they're going to touch on that in this episode. I wonder if we're going to get a little bit more of a nugget of info from him.
Well, that's what made me think of it, because I saw that trailer and you definitely like it's pretty predominant who the Jedi is and what he's doing. You see his face, you didn't see him with the two lightsabers. So I wonder whether they're going to go back to that story and kind of give us the last little bit of information, or at least another little bit of information, or even just let us know what happened to that Jedi, where he is, because that would be cool. Can you imagine if he came back, if he's still kicking around and he comes back because he's connected to Grogu through the Force, and then we've got another Jedi kicking around like that? That could be a bit of fun.
He'd be about 70, but yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a Jedi.
He'd be older than Luke.
It doesn't matter. Look how old he is. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking sequels. It's not, is it? It's Return of the Jedi. So he's gonna be about 50,
Yeah.
60, wouldn't he, at this point?
He'd still be able to swing a lightsaber.
Yeah, he'd still be able to do it. Yeah.
Either way, I think it's going to be one thing Mandalorian definitely does is deliver kind of good episodes. So I think that this one is going to be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. It's going to be good.
So the new episode, Power Rangers. When's it launched this week?
What are we? We're
17th
16th today, 17th, so Tuesday.
Tuesday 18th. Wow. I can't
Yeah.
wait for that.
Yeah.
Someone did put up a thing on Twitter, but I can't find it off the top of my head. But someone did a thing of what time it'll upload in your country.
Oh, really?
I think ours was 8 a.m. I think we'll get it at 8 a.m.
Oh man, that's annoying. So I've got to go to work. How do I go? Oh, I can't start work for an hour because I've got to watch Power Rangers. Like that's not gonna fly, is it?
This is why I'm so glad I work from home.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I hate to say this out loud, but I'm kind of expecting to be disappointed by it.
Don't. No.
I don't know. There's something in the back of my head that's just going to be like, is it one of these things that's really good as a concept, but in reality doesn't work? You know?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it is. I'm really hoping it's good, but I'm a bit hesitant. I'm getting nervous as we're getting close to it. I'm definitely getting nervous, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm massively excited. But if I put all of my Power Rangers up for sale in the next couple of days,
We know why.
Yeah, it's just little things like we know that the Green Ranger now isn't a predominant part of the episode. It's just a flashback scene, so therefore we might not even see it with the helmet off. Like,
well, how can we? He's dead.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. Like, but it's not. He's not a. And so therefore, the fact that it doesn't touch on Tommy's character at all, like are they going to? Because obviously it took place before he passed. Are they going to address as to why Tommy's not around? Because Tommy was a huge aspect of that original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show. So how do they just turn up again without contacting the main one? Like,
I believe they had a massive fallout, didn't he, with Hasbro in real life?
Yeah,
I believe he had some problems.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it though. You excited for it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. I think that brings us to about the end. Hopefully next week Ryan will be here. Who knows? It's like an enigma. It's just, no, he's not very well. But thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Wherever it is that you're watching it, doesn't matter as long as you're watching it. That's all that counts. Thanks for everyone in the chat for joining in, throwing comments in. Been a bit of a different one this week because we've had very little toy news to talk about, but a lot of entertainment news. But hopefully you've enjoyed it just the same. Obviously, head over to geekweekinreview.co.uk. give us a follow over there. Give us a follow on our individual accounts. You got Sorrell and myself on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, we're on it. Yeah. Anything that you want to close up with, Sorrell?
Just thank you all very much for watching as usual, and we'll see you next week.
And we will definitely make an arrangement for that
Yes.
NEC. We're going to be working towards that now. October. It's not that far away.
October, not that far away.
That's where we actually meet up in real life and then don't like each other, and then the show stops. Nah, as if that would happen. Anyway, I'm going to go and order myself a Jackson. Yeah. So anyway, thanks very much everyone for watching. Yeah, I'm just trying to look for the bits now to sign us out. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Enjoy Power Rangers. Keep it geek.
Yeah.